Hello guys, in this video I will be showcasing shiny MONARCH Aizen. Aizen was released in the BLEACH update and can be pulled by summoning on gem banners. He is also a mythic that turns into a secret, so there is no need to get copies for Ascension. Before we get into the showcase, here are his stats. Now that we're done with that, let's get into the showcase. As usual, we will be doing Namek's Sandbox to showcase his stats and animations. He starts off with a full AoE, which is good, but his range does suck. For his second attack, Kurohitsugi, he loses full AoE for a circle AoE in exchange for a massive DPS increase and SPA buff. For his next attack, Reishi Assault, his AoE changes again, this time into an, I'm assuming, 120-degree AoE. Still horrible range, though. For his final attack, Hado 99 Goryuten Metsu, he gains his full AoE back alongside his bad SPA. Range is looking better, though. Now for his ability, Bakudo 81, Danku. This allows him to block the enemy's pathway for a certain amount of time. Before I show what it can do, let's first talk about his passive. First of all, he has the element Unbound, granting him a 5% crit rate. Now for his first passive, he gains immunity to any type of status ailments such as stuns, debuffs, etc. He also has a special ability where he damages anyone that enters his aura, basically his second range, which is insane. For his second passive, he makes enemies move backward and gains a 5% SPA buff every time a life stock is reduced. Not really that insane of a passive, but can be helpful in some ways. Now for the passive that makes him a meta support, his third passive. At upgrade 14, he gains his Dabo 81 or Bakudo 81. This is basically a wall that blocks the enemy's path while boosting Aizen's aura damage. Feel free to pause and take a look at his passive here. Now that we're done talking about his passive, it's about time I show how Dabo 81 works. As you guys can see, using it spawns in a huge wall that blocks the enemy's path, making it so that the enemies cannot pass through for about 15 seconds. Now that we're done with his ability, let's see how much his DPS will be with 5 supports. So with all supports, his DPS is at 25k, but with Sakura's ability, if math is done correctly, he is currently at 43k DPS, which is insane. This is him with his second passive SPA buff. As you guys can see, he is at 9.4 SPA. I corrupted Aizen with Sakura's ability, so he'll actually be attacking at 5.6 SPA. So with all 5 support plus his second passive's buff, his DPS should be around 47k. For the last part of the showcase, we're going to see how strong Aizen is with max support, as well as his aura's DPS using Frieza as our punching bag. So in the end, Aizen dealt around 9 million damage to Frieza all by himself. As for Aizen's aura DPS, since the max damage it can do per second is 80% of Aizen's attack, its DPS would be around 203k DPS. I think this showcase proves that Aizen is an amazing unit who is clearly meta on both DPS and supporting. If you are new, I wouldn't suggest getting him yet, because to EVO him, you need to sacrifice 3 BLEACH units. That will be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.